All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. How do I look? How do I sound? All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. How do I look? How do I sound? So I was for the last couple of minutes, I was on Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival's live stream. He was talking about the what happened, over the weekend, and not so much what happened, but what we did and what we experienced. I'll probably talk about that later in the week. Probably, I guess Friday night, maybe Thursday or Friday night. We also did a video, so I'm going to be posting that video probably tomorrow, if not Thursday. But the outdoor experience that we had wasn't bad at all. We were just on the second night uncomfortable. Hey, Northern Girl, how you guys doing out there? Thank you for joining us tonight. By the way, I know you're busy. All right, guys. So slow mode. All right, give me a second, Mary. So anyway, guys, it was an interesting experience testing out shit like that. Like normally when I'm outdoors, I'm married to whatever one shelter system I bring out. But because we were in a new area and we were testing it out, we bought both shelter systems with us to test it out to see what's better. I'm gonna tell you right now, I knew this years ago. I was too old to be fucking getting on the ground, crawling around in a fucking tent. The hell do I look like, right? A fucking muskrat? So, hammock, since I started sleeping in a hammock, it was a way to go. And I've been sleeping in a hammock for probably 5-6 years now, maybe 7. So with that, guys, I appreciate a hammock, hands down. But a tent, every now and again, I go back to because, again, I know it's uncomfortable, but I know it's something I might have to do. So I do appreciate the tent every now and again. But a tent was uncomfortable, guys. It wasn't cold. That wasn't the problem. The problem with the tent is that I'm fucking super old and my hips were killing me and my shoulders, and I just dealt with it. I didn't, how do you say? I couldn't do anything about it. I had to deal with it. That's all. That's the shit that I was drawing, right? And I guess because I'm a bigger guy, I guess that's why my shoulders and hips hurt. Yes, the angry muskrat. True troller. You know what? Like I said, I punish myself on purpose, if that makes any sense. We're not always going to be in a position to have a tent or be comfortable. And when you're bugging out is not comfortable, right? Greg, thank you for the donation. So that's why we do what we do when it comes to that. Sorry, trying to get this stupid thing figured out. But anyway, we will talk about that more Friday and as in depth as to what we experienced. Other than that, it was good company and it was a good time, right? And I can guarantee you, we couldn't ask anybody to fucking join us on that trip because people look at us like, you guys out of your fucking mind? It's cold out there. Who would want to fucking hang out in minus 14 degrees temperature or minus 10 degrees temperature? Let's see if this works. All right, guys. Hopefully, that's good to go. We'll see. All right, slow mode's on. Hopefully, that'll work right now. Or rather, it be better. All right. Sorry, trying to figure some shit out. But it's not working. Alright, fuck it. Alright, so that's up and running. Alright, guys, so anyway, let's talk about the shit hits the fan and when it will start, or rather, if it ever starts. Johnny, like I said, we're going to talk about it more Friday, about equipment. And we didn't have any equipment fail. No equipment failure. It was just being uncomfortable. That's all it was. But like I said, we're going to talk about that on Friday because that just gives me another topic to talk about. We want to, focus on what I want to talk about tonight. And tonight we're going to talk about this shit hits the fan, and when it will begin, or has it begun already? I did a video on this, and I think I'll be releasing that later in the week. I don't know when. But yes, when is this? When is this going to begin? When is it finally going to start? And here's the rub, guys. Patrick, thank you for the donation. Here's the rub. We don't know. Nobody knows. There are too many people out there. There are YouTubers out there that are going to sit there and tell you they know exactly the date it's going to start or roundabouts. There is no exact date to when this shit's going to fucking happen. We don't know. Yeah, guys. It's just one of those things that we have to wait until whatever happens. If anything happens at all, guys. And that's an if. Waiting around for the apocalypse or the shit's the fan. I mean, listen. Are we on the road to it? Absolutely. Are we starting to see certain signs of it? Yes. But to sit around and wait for it, that's fucking pointless. It's pointless, stupid, and we need to fucking move on from that. Johnny, right, only God knows, right? If you believe in God, only God knows, or only whoever's in charge of whatever's going on knows. April 2026. Brian left a question. Well, Wolf Mule, I mean, that's the thing. Some of us are recognizing some of the signs now, right? So, again, a lot of people are asleep to what's going on. I think a lot of us recognize the direction that we're going in to the SHTF. Shit hits the fan. But Arkansas Living said February 22nd of this year. That's pretty good. Listen, guys, how many end of the world scenarios or dates have we been given this entire time? Right? And so are we supposed to sit here and believe that there's a YouTuber who's sitting there talking about, oh, I know when it's going to start because I know the truth? You don't know shit. You don't know dick, dude. All we can do is wait. That's it. Right? Yes, we can absolutely throw a lot of dates out there. We've all heard all of these dates. Probably since we were kids, we've heard all these dates. We don't know. I mean, again, is everything that's set up right now headed in that direction? I think so. I think the breakdown of social behaviors and social attitudes, I think that the breaking down of that is definitely leading us in that direction. But there's no date. There's no set date to when it's going to happen. And so that's the bottom line. And so you have to stay away from anybody that tells you they know the truth. And then anybody on YouTube that forms their mouth to say, I know the truth, I know the real deal, right then and there, you got to stop listening to them. Stop. Right out of the gates. It's enough already. Right? It's enough already with the false prophets. There's a lot of false prophets. The problem with YouTube and Instagram and any other fucking social media source, they gave people, what's going on, Pinball? I didn't see your name, but everybody's saying what's up. Thank you for joining us tonight. Catskill, thank you for joining us tonight. There's too many social media platforms where people get to say the truth, right? Rumble, BitChute, you got all of those. And you got all these people saying they know the exact date or they know the truth. And I can't stand that because 2012, right? Everybody remembers that. Everybody remembers the world was supposed to implode. There was supposed to be some kind of black hole that was going to swallow the earth. That planet, Narubu, Planet X, or whatever it is, was supposed to smash into us. Then it was supposed to come by close and create havoc on Earth. There was all of these different things, and and none of it happened. And let's go back further. Let's go back to Y2K. Remember that? Y2K, the world was supposed to end. All the nuclear power plants were supposed to go offline simultaneously and ignite the world on fire. Social dilemma, exactly, right? So and listen, like an asshole, I fell for Y2K, and I sat there and I prepared for it, right? I started getting bottles of water, canned goods. I mean, my ex-wife, she was like, she bought into it too, and she let me stock shit in the house. That was back in 2000, right? So that's when I first started prepping, but I prepped for that. I didn't prep for the long term, the long game, right? And the long game is what we are prepping for now. We're not prepping for the SHTF, guys. We're prepping for long term. I mean, listen, some of you might be prepping for SHTF or shit's the fan, but I'm prepping for the long term. I'm prepping for any little fucking curveball that might happen along the way, as well as the apocalypse. And listen, the true apocalypse, guys, it's nothing you can prepare for. You know, I mean, you can get all the food in the world, you can get everything you want, but when it happens, or if it happens, then what? Right? You got to have your mind right to handle some shit like that. And that's a global catastrophe on the grand scale, on the big stage. How do you handle that? Right? So, again, guys, the whole, you know, when it's going to begin, and like I said, I think it has begun now, but it's going to take us years to get to the final stop. Right? The final fucking show could be years from now. It could be 10 years, 20, 15 years from now. But if we start recognizing the signs of the Great Reset, we start recognizing all of those things, then you see where this is going. You're like, okay, this is going in the direction that we're preparing for. And I think by the time a lot of this happens, I think some of us will be too old. I think a lot of us will be dead. But nonetheless, it's coming. But we are recognizing the signs, but the future generation might not, because they're used to this topsy-turvy, chaotic world we're living in with all the bullshit that's going on, right? Hudson Valley, exactly, frog in a pot theory. They're running this frog in a pot theory very, very slowly. I mean, they turn the stove on at such a low simmer, by the time everybody else recognizes what's going on, it'll be too late. Now, hopefully our kids and hopefully our grandkids will be ready for this shit, right? But we're definitely, guys, we're definitely headed towards it, but we can't wait for it. We can't make the apocalypse be our end-all be-all. We really can't. Right? I mean, guys, there's so many crazy things happening right now. That's the other thing. I think they're going after us socially. I think they're trying to socially break us down into hating one another. Hence, all of the fucking division that we see around the world. We don't see division just here in the United States. It's all over the world. You got people yelling at everybody about a mask, about a shot, whether the pandemic's real or not, whether ivermectin works, whether you side with Neil Young or Joe Rogan. They're creating division right down the middle on every aspect, even in the prepper community. I think the prepper community is self-inflicted, but nonetheless, there's fucking division there, right? When we shouldn't be, but nonetheless we are. Yeah, like Lamont Sanford said, nice one. It's divide and conquer, guys. And if you could divide everybody into smaller groups to where they war with each other, the fucking elites or whoever's in charge is just looking at the show and going, no, our job is done. We got these fucking guys that fight with one another over bullshit. Wolf Mule, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. That's pretty much what it is, guys. It's people wanting us to go at each other's necks. And I mean, listen, guys, the whole race thing, listen, is it starting up again? I don't think it ever died, but I don't think it was much of a concern. But now we're seeing stupid shit and people say stupid things about one another. You got black people breaking white people's balls, you got white people breaking black people's balls, and that's all the division people think is in the world. People only think racially it's black and white. When it's Dominicans and blacks, Puerto Ricans and blacks, blacks and Puerto Ricans, blacks and Chinese, Chinese and Korean, it's all over the map. But they just want you to believe it's white people that are the only people on this planet hating black folks. It is every other fucking group out there hating black folks and one another. But they don't want to talk about that. They want to make you believe that white people are the only fucking cause in racism, which is absolute bullshit. Frugal Fixer, Africans. Yes, the Africans are not a big fan of fucking African Americans. Don't know why, but it is what it is. But guys, again, it's all fucking part of the plan. It's the hate bait. Thank you, Daniette Minter. I hope I said your name right. Right? It's the hate bait, guys. They want us to fall for this bullshit. They want us to sit there and go, oh, black people and white people can't get along, apparently. Right? According to the fucking media, we can't get along. And everything right now is focused on white men being the enemy. When it's not even the case. I grew up in Washington Heights, and all I can remember is Dominicans not fucking liking black folks. Now, we're older now, so a lot of us who didn't get along now, but it wasn't always the case. It wasn't always the case. But again, guys, that's the division. That's the division they're starting. So you go after us socially, and then you tell people, listen, you're going to hate this group now. Because, for example, the truckers in Canada, they're starting that division. Oh, those truckers are irresponsible. They're tyrannical. They're terrorists. They're taking our freedoms away, or they're jeopardizing our freedoms. I'm sorry. This is the Canadian Freedom Convoy that the president of Canada is talking about. He's making them sound like they're the enemies of the country. All right, so again, guys, this is all it is. This is how the shit hits the fan. It hits the fan by breaking us down socially, right? Because yes, something out of the sky right now could smash into us. It would probably wipe us all out. The zombie apocalypse probably could start. I don't know, right? We could have the economic decline that'll crush the world. We have that, and right now, guys, we're tackling all that. All of that's happening. But while all of that's happening, they're making sure they mix that division in there so that they can really break us down and really come after us when the time comes. Lefty, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Right, guys? So it's not always a straightforward apocalyptic ending. It could be something as simple as that. Now, I could be completely and utterly wrong about all of it. I am not sitting here saying that any of that is true. I'm just saying that could be a reason for all this division, to break us down socially, right? And then sit here and go, well, I hate the left. Well, I hate the right, right? And then fuck all that other bullshit in the middle. Meanwhile, we do have a food shortage. Now, it's crazy, right? We have a food shortage. I know a lot of you have seen this. And the other day, I had somebody say, stop fear-mongering with the food shortage. And I was like, what? I said, dude, I mean, like, it's really happening. We're really seeing it. But listen, I don't know. I guess there are people out there who they're so scared, they get to a point where they say YouTube channels are fear-mongering. I don't know. I was completely baffled by that comment. He was like, I unsubscribe to you because your political views and the fear-mongering on the food shortage. I'm like, but I'm not walking around supermarkets taking shit off the shelves and taking a picture and going, look, there's no food. It's happening. But nonetheless, guys, there's a lot of fear out there, and a lot of people do not want to commit to that piece. SH, thank you for the donation, man. I just thought it was very, very real. Fertilizer plant fire as we speak. Joe FW, where is that fertilizer fire plant? Wait. Fertilizer fire. Fertilizer plant fire, sorry. Where is it? What state? Right, guys. Now, guys, here in the city, Mayor, what's his name? Eric Adams just stepped into office, and shit seems to be getting exponentially bad. And every time I see some fucked up crime happen, and the crime is getting close to home, North Carolina. Thank you. Every time it gets closer to North Carolina. All right, I'll text my son in a little bit. I know he doesn't live near Charlotte, but I'll text him in a little bit. Anyway. Shit, man, lost my train of thought. Fire sound set up. Everything, okay, that's the other thing. Thank you for bringing that up, Janine. Not everything's conspiracy theory. Some shit suffices to say it is what it is. Empty shelves near me. Right, thank you for that, Pat Murphy. Yes, empty shelves. Guys, I mean, they're all over the place. We're not making this shit up. We're not creating this. But yet there are people out there who are scared, and maybe that's why they look at us and they go, oh shit, these guys are lying because they have to be. It can't be getting that bad that fast. Tammy and Booty Sniper, thank you for the donation. Nice one. Yes, Booty Sniper. That's fuck. People would rather live in ignorance, bliss, than reality of what's going on in this world. Exactly. Thank you for that. Mike Sands, thank you for the donation, man. Appreciate it. Mike Sand, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. So, Eric Adams, thank you. All right, so thank you for bringing that. Thank you for putting me back on track. Yes, Eric Adams. Guys, crime is getting out of control here in the city, right? The crime is getting closer to home. as the crime is getting closer to home, my wife the other day, Mom, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. And that's my mother, by the way, guys, Martha Charles. So, as crime gets closer, my wife was on the Citizens app, right? That's the snitch app. She's on the app the other day, today, and she's like, this is bullshit. There's shootings right down the block from us. It was in broad daylight. It was all over that app Citizen. I don't really look at it anymore because, guys, there's just crime out of control on there. And Eric Adams, thank you, is the new Biden for New York City. I think Eric Adams is going to be worse than de Blasio. So here he comes in with his plan to stop crime and we're going to put an end to crime. And then with that, it's getting out of control. So every time I see this crime happen, all I could think about is you guys telling me, get the fuck out of there. Leave already. All right, you can't stay there too long. You got to bounce. And listen, we are bouncing. That's without a doubt. Again, Texas is still on the map. I'm starting to entertain Florida a little bit. I really don't want to move there, but nonetheless, that's what I'm looking at. Yes, Joe FW, Eric Adams is a disappointment. But it was, it's still interesting that every time, yeah, I guess I should stop cursing. But guess what, guys? You know where I got my cursing from? I got it from my mother. So you can thank her for my foul mouth. She was a correction officer, man. She was like, fuck, shit, piss, in the morning. She would just get up and say that in the morning. Fuck, shit, piss. All right, she didn't say that. My father said that. But still, nonetheless, you guys get what I'm getting at. Donna, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. She goes, buy meds for losing train of thought and dementia. I'm probably going to come down with dementia. But anyway, guys, crime here in the city is getting bad. That's the nutshell of it. It's getting exponentially bad. It's getting to a point where motherfuckers are shooting each other in broad daylight. They used to wait for the cover of night to come out and then do their shit, whatever it was. But now, they're doing it in broad daylight, and now you're like, what the fuck? So I mean, like, guys, again, and I think New York City is gone. I know I made a comment a couple months ago. I said that it was, it wasn't completely gone, but I think it's completely gone. I think we hit the threshold, or the hill, if you will, and now we're coming back down on the other side, and we're entering into the worst phase, and we haven't hit the worst phase yet. Not here in New York City. I don't think New York City is going to be Detroit, but I think it's going to be pretty bad. Again, you got a mayor who's telling the other undercover unit he wants to bring back. Sorry, that he wants to make sure they don't make the same mistakes as in the past. Dude, the shit they did in the past worked. Yes, if you tweak it a little bit, you can get a better result. Galaxinia, I can see you. Yes, I can see you. Right, guys? So, I mean, and Reet Paparazzi, thank you for the donation. So, also, tomorrow, guys, the Wednesday morning midweek report that I do on the Angry Truths channel will not be happening tomorrow. I will be at a funeral, the other cop's funeral tomorrow morning. So, it will not be happening tomorrow. So, next Wednesday will be the continue. We'll pick it up again next Wednesday. Sorry. Yeah, money's safe. I saw Canadian Prepper's new video on that whole Russia thing. That was pretty interesting. And that's the thing. I've been reading a lot of things on this whole Russia shit, and I'm not buying the Russia thing anymore. I'm just, I don't think we're going to go to war. I think it's all posturing all the way around. At one point, I thought we were. But now, reading more of the shit that's going on, I'm like, oh, maybe we won't. Maybe we won't go there. Maybe everybody's just going to posture because the president's publicity? No. His coolness is down the drain right now. Troll Truther, thank you for the donation. Ozarks is not spoken about for a reason. Truth Troller, I will definitely look into that. Debbie Sims, I did canning today. I canned meat, actually. I did 2 jars because I thought I had enough for 4 to 5 jars. I packed the meat in a jar and I go, Oh shit, 2.5. So the other jar, I'm gonna put potatoes and carrots in it to fill it up, and that'll be the beef stew jar. But I did meat today. It was the cubed meat, and I think tomorrow after the funeral, I will definitely do the last jar of the beef stew. That'll be my first 3 jars of meat. Smoke and mirrors, yes. Yes, I'm sorry if I fucked your name up. But yes, it seems to be all the distraction because of Biden's popularity, right? His popularity is in the fucking drain. And his popularity is going to get worse. Kamala Harris is already in the toilet. I mean, I think it was in the toilet since she was elected. I think it was already in the toilet. But I don't know. And yes, I do definitely think it's a distraction from other things going on, right? Especially what's going on in the UK. With them dropping all the mandates, I think they're just going to be like, what? The UK's doing what? War. And then they keep creating this thing that's probably not going to happen. At least I hope it doesn't happen. Michael Suller, exactly. You can trust a hungry gator more than a Democrat. Prepping for it is saying, listen up, my friend, or friends. I don't know what he means. Videos getting back to normal, having person withdrawals. Yeah, man, fuck, shit, piss, right? Say it in the morning when you get up. Fuck, shit, piss. Grows hair on your chest. Anyway, back to the topic at hand, guys. As far as the shit hits the fan going, we just don't know. That's the what you call of it. We're looking at this war and we're going, oh, right? And then that's not going to happen. We're looking at the economy collapse. And guys, if the economy does collapse, there's going to be some painful shit happening with that. And that's going to be nothing short of apocalyptic, just because of the amount of people we have now. So that's going to be painful if that happens. Now, they're obviously going to try their hardest to keep it afloat for as long as they can. But the longer they keep the economy afloat, the worse the damage is. Right? J6. I guess that was a distraction. That was a big distraction. It's all a distraction. No room for hair in the chest. Nice one, Pinball. Fuck shit, piss. Yes, it will be bad. Absolutely. Big Chief, when it happens, not if it happens, when it happens. Just a matter of time, man. Just a matter of time. You're right. It's not if, it's when. The economy dropping is when, not if. Asteroids smashing into us is when, not if. Hipsters being cool is never. Right? So those are like the guarantees in life. Right? So, guys, do me a favor. There's 1,200 people watching for some strange reason. I don't know why. But do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, whatever floats your boat. I think there are people who log into this or watch me just to hit the thumbs down and click off, which is cool. Damn. Shit hits the fan won't happen. I don't know if it won't happen. I think there's a level of it happening. I don't want to say it'll never happen, because that's not true. And the shit hits the fan, again, headed towards it, I can definitely see it. Only because if the economy tanks, we're definitely going to see it. We don't have we can't help the amount of people that are going to need help if the economy tanks, if that makes sense, right? It's definitely going to hurt. That's for fucking sure. And yes, there are people who are going to make money out of it. And there are people, the rest of us, who are going to take a fucking beating. So, it's going to be, guys, if that happens, it's going to get ultra bad. But to say the shit hits the fan is not going to happen, you either have your head up somebody's ass or you have your head up Biden's ass. Truth Troller. Yeah, listen, I think the pandemic was to see where the population lies as far as who's going to continue to carry on these stupid mandates and who's going to fucking drop it as soon as they're done. They also wanted to see how many people they can control. I think that was the basis of it. I think it was all about control, right? And who they can control and how they can control them. Polarin message, exactly. It's not if, it's when. And listen, guys, the economy crashing is definite, but shit hits the fan. It could happen in our lifetime. It could happen in another lifetime. Nonetheless, it's going to happen. It's like I said, it is a matter of when. I said it. It's all about control. Truthful Troll said, "Yeah, it's all about control, guys." I listen. We can't ignore the fact that there are things that were put into play, guys, that just seemed like it had nothing to do about our interest in our health. It had more to do about what they can get away with and what they couldn't. Lorf, I did do a video on my canning of the meat, but I fucked up the video because I forgot to do the the middle part of when the steam was pissing out, and like this is the part where I turned it down. I missed all of that and I fucked it up because I was cooking at the same time. So when I do more meat, I will do another video on it, and I'll be a little more proficient and I'll sound a little more smart because I sound like a bumbling asshole in the last one. So I will do a video on canning meat. But the only reason why I'm doing the video, guys, the only reason why I'm doing the video on me canning meat, because I was watching a city guy like myself can meat. That's it. There are 1,000 other channels out there who are way better, and that is their wheelhouse. Canning meat is not my wheelhouse. I watched their videos and I said I could do that shit too, and that's what I'm doing. Plus, I want to put food away. That's why I'm doing the video. Just doing the video so you guys can see what it looks like for an asshole to can meat. That's pretty much it. I am not in any way going to compete with the women who do it for it looks like a living and who are experts at it. I'm not an expert at it. Add love. The U.S. truckers are not going to protest. I don't see them protesting. I really can't. Unless the Biden does some crazy shit, I don't see them protesting. I think a lot of people just gave up, guys. They rolled over. They said, fuck it, and that was it. They didn't have... Americans don't have that fight in them, it seems. It just seems like everybody rolled over. All the tough guys, all the shit talkers, all the guys and women who are going to sit there and like, fuck that, we're going to fight the system. They rolled over. All of them. Nationwide. There's not a job in this country where the workers didn't roll over like cheap suits. So... Dan Rose, I can't smoke any meat in my apartment. It doesn't work that way. Neo Cove, Jason M. Schmidt, I'm not worried about Neo Cove either. When Neo Cove happens, we will address it. The talk about it, which it's been around since 2014, and I know that the Canadian Prepper put a video out on it, but I'm not going to address that. It's just more, it's more distractions, it's more stress. Remember what I said. They're looking to break us down socially. And to break the American spirit down socially, guys, you stress the people. And you stress the people by keep adding more bullshit on top of bullshit until you fucking stack bullshit so high it breaks the person. And that's what they're doing. So I'm not worried about the Neo Cove. Whether it comes or not, who gives a shit? If it happens, it happens. We will address it when it comes. You know, right? I'm not. I can't worry about that. I can't worry about Mossberg. Again, I keep my eye on things like this. We keep our eyes on things like this, guys. We go, all right, Neo Cove, check. That's in the back of my head, but I'm not worried about it, right? Mossberg, okay, check. That's happening in this country. They're still trying to get a hold of it. All right, that's in the back of my head, but I'm not worried about it. We cannot worry about a lot of these things, guys. Sorry, you will drive yourself crazy being concerned with too many things around the world. Yes, Neo Cove is eventually going to jump. Is it going to be as contagious? No. If it makes the jump, then it makes the jump. Guess what, guys? We'll fucking do what we did with this. We'll be a little more focused on this if it does happen. And we'll address it when it comes, guys. That's all. We can't upgrade you net. Upgrade what net? But anyway, sorry. Sometimes you read the chat, man. You're like, And Juby says the Seal Cove is baloney. Listen, guys. Again, I don't discount anything, but I also do not think that everything's going to happen, right? So, yes, Queen Red Pill, worrying, stress lowers your immune system, right? So when you read this, you go, oh my God, something else is going to happen. The monkeys on the highway. The monkeys in Pennsylvania, right? The ones that were going to the CDC lab. Everybody's like, I don't trust that. Yo, it was monkeys on a highway. That's all it was. The truck flipped over. The monkeys came out. People thought outbreak right away or contagion. They're like, it's going to... No. And then, yes, guys, the lady who was helping out with the monkeys said she got sick. Big whoop the fuck do. She got sick because she exposed herself to animals that, one, she doesn't normally expose herself to, and two, probably have a bacteria from nature that she's not used to. Secondly, why the fuck are you going to rub your face or not wash your hands after dealing with these monkeys? And how the hell did she catch one of them anyway? They're really fucking squirrely, these things. But nonetheless, she caught one, she got sick, she went to the hospital. She's not dead. So, again, guys, the monkey thing, I'm not worried about that either. And if we start to hear more fucking issues with it, then we'll address it. But put these things in the back of your head. Don't automatically flip out and go, oh my God, monkeys on the highway. They're going to bring the disease. Tony Smith, my internet's not lagging on my part because I'm watching it on my tablet. And I don't see anything, happening. And yes, they do throw shit at each other. And there was probably feces in the cage as well when they flipped. So the monkeys probably had shit on them, right? And that's how she got sick. I mean, like, listen, you can explain a lot of shit, guys. We can't automatically jump to, boom, fucking, the pandemic or a new one or contagion or fucking, what's his name? Dustin Hoffman's going to come in a biosuit and save us. It's not how it works. It's not how it works, guys. Not everything is a conspiracy. Some shit is just what it is. It's Occam's razor. It's the simplest solutions often than the right solution kind of deal. It's the easiest explanation. It was a monkey on a highway. It wasn't that CDC sat there, watched the truck roll by on the highway, blew the tires, watched it flip off and spill monkeys everywhere so that we can get some zombie fucking, It's not that fucking, complex. Sometimes it's simple. Monkeys on a highway. That's it. But I know a lot of people, man, they read that and they went all the way on it, man. They went too fucking far with it. Sarita, yeah, some people, when I heard the monkeys on the highway, I was like, oh man, this is interesting. If they have any, I guess, biological or whatever viruses in them, then yeah, I could definitely see that happening. But I wasn't worried about it. Again, guys. John Paul said it was 100% fake story. I guess. I don't know. But like I said, no concerns over it. I was never concerned over it. I'm not concerned over much, guys. I know with COVID, I fell into the bullshit, and I was concerned about it. But now I'm not. And now every little story we hear about whatever disease is going on, I don't fall for it. I wait till it's at my front door, and then I go, okay, then I address it. Right? That's like being ready. Or you keep hearing about bad guys that are about to break into your apartment. And fucking years down the line, someone's still telling you, yo, those bad guys are going to be at your door. At some point, it sounds like they're crying wolf. But then sometimes the bad guy will then show up at your door years later. But when the bad guy shows up at your door, then you address it. That's how we have to address the whole all bullshit we're hearing. We address it when it meets us at our front door. We get ready for it. But we don't overthink it. We don't wake up. We're not lying in bed thinking about it. Oh, my God, monkeys on the highway, the pandemic. Oh, my God. We don't do that. We think about the shit. They tell us what's going on, and then we put it in the back of our heads. That's it. And then when it happens, we go, I did hear about this. This is how I'm going to address it. That's all, guys. You war game any and all possible situations, and that's it. Then you move on. That's what you do. Mama, I guess, right? People fucking, they're so scared of fucking germs now. They're like, oh my God, what's this bacteria? Oh my God, what about this bacteria? I'm like, God damn it, man, rub some dirt in it. You'll be fucking fine. But it's not the end of the world. even if this Neo Cove shit was to break out, guys, it's not the end of the world. If this is a real deal, we know how to handle it, right? If these monkeys had some shit on board, we would know how to address it. And Dave Lee, I did not get a job yet. I'm going to enjoy my retirement for a little bit, a couple of months. And then, actually, I'm waiting for police department to open up. Parasis9, thank you for the donation. And Harry S88, thank you for the donation. Paris99, I do not have a concealed weapons carry because I live in New York City. And what's in my EDC? It's usually my pockets, and it's usually like a, what's that called? A multi-tool. I used to carry a flashlight, but I don't carry it anymore. And that's pretty much it. And a knife. I always carry a knife on me. I carried a multi-tool, and I carried a knife. And I used to carry a CPR face mask. Right? I used to carry that on me as well because people were dropping like flies here. Some people would say in New York City, if you have an EDC, you should put Narcan in it because they are giving Narcan away for you to, administer to people that are fucking passing out in the streets. But I don't carry that shit. You pass out from fucking drugs in the street in front of me, oh the fuck well. It is not my job. And this is going to sound really fucking cruel, but I don't give a fuck. It is not my job to revive heroin addicts anymore. The city is falling in peril. We got kids that are starving. We got people that are still homeless. We got people that are losing their job. And I'm supposed to stop everything to worry about this fucking heroin addict who's probably overdosed 10 times last year. No, thank you. I'm not doing it. Now don't get me wrong. Obviously, like, if I had Narcan or someone needed help to fucking get this guy off the ground or in the back of an ambulance, I would. But I'm not carrying Narcan just to fucking help some asshole out who fucking didn't learn his lessons the first 10 times. So people like, where's your heart? Fuck my heart. I mean, fuck my heart. Fuck those dudes. Sorry. It's not listen, we can't do that. If you want to help them, then that's on you. But I'm not going to sit there and carry Narcan and change my life around for some asshole who never learned his fucking lesson. And that's what it is, guys. All right, Southern Boy Prepper, thank you for that. I will be waiting for your phone call. Either later tonight or tomorrow morning. But later tonight is okay as well. All right, so, guys, I mean, listen, there are people fucking, they're overdosing like a motherfucker in the street. And I'm not saying I'm stepping over them like that. I'm just saying they're overdosing left and right. And listen, a guy overdosed on me, I'm like, all right, I got to get home. It's running late right now. All of a sudden, the liberals in New York City want to feel bad for these people. They have a van. There's a van here in the city, goes around, and it gives out Narcan to everybody. So, like, anybody on here can go to this van and go, can I have some Narcan, please? And the guys are like, here you go. And he gives you a fucking, boom, a bunch of Narcan. And he goes, take care. Shoot it up their nose, one in each nostril, and it should be good. And then he drives away. So now you got all this fucking Narcan on you. And I'm pretty sure but by the time from the van till you get to your home, you're probably going to use 20 of them as it is. But, again, fuck them. Fuck them all. I am not going to sit here and act like I give a fuck because I don't. When I was a fireman, I never did. I was like, all right, it was part of the job, and you had to do something. But now that I'm not a fireman anymore, I don't care. I mean, I never care. And I don't think any fireman or cop really gives a fuck either. They don't. Because these are people who didn't want to learn their lesson the fucking first 8 times it happened. So now we're supposed to sit here and go, oh, poor fucking Dickface Jimmy. Dickface Jimmy OD'd again. How many times is this for him? This is probably the 5th time this week. Oh, Dickface Jimmy, sorry. And then they give him the Narcan and bring him back to life. Dickface Jimmy goes on. Another couple weeks, ODs again. And now they are the addicts. Now they know in a city like New York that they can OD and it'll be okay because somebody will revive me. They go to one of those clinics and they go in the clinics and they know that if they overdose, they'll be okay. So now we are empowering them. So fuck them. Dick Face Jimmy. No, one day Dick Face Jimmy's gonna die from an overdose, but whatever. And they clog up the emergency. Paul said, and they clog up the emergency rooms. They probably do. They probably do. Now, fentanyl, that's an entirely different ballgame, and that is the new crack. Right? So a lot of you, we're all probably all in the same age. We remember crack. Jack Springs, yes, it enables them. Absolutely. So we all remember crack, right? Fentanyl, guys, is going to be the new crack. The problem with fentanyl is it's way more deadlier than crack, right? Remember Pookie from New Jack City sitting in the fucking, with the light on him and all skinny and sweating, and fentanyl doesn't do that. Fentanyl kills you, right? A lot of people, it puts them in comas, it kills them, stops their heart, fucks their brain up. Yes, prepping for it. It's everywhere. Everywhere. And it's going to be bad. I think it's they're going to sit there in about a year or two, maybe less. They're going to be like, it's the new, what do they call it? Epidemic of the United States, fentanyl. We got to do something about it. Listen, because you guys are focused on taking guns away from the American citizen, you're missing this fentanyl coming by the truckloads. And listen, guys, we all know where this drugs is coming in from. A lot of the fentanyl is coming in from China. I think it's also coming in from down south, South America. A lot of it's coming in from China. With that being said, we know exactly where this is coming from. But let's not focus on that. Let's focus on guns in the United States. Let's take away the God-given rights of every man, woman, and child's guns. Now, not child, but man, women, and take their guns away. Let's focus on that. Let's look at that. But let's not fucking focus on the fentanyl that's just starting to come in this country. So now tell me where their priority lies. Right? We got, our borders are wide open. We got fentanyl pouring into this country like it was a fucking faucet. And yet they want to focus on guns. And I'm going to tell you right now, guys, by the end of this year, if not next year, fentanyl is going to kill more people than gun violence. If it hasn't already. Fentanyl is going to be the number one killer. Forget COVID. Forget gun violence. Forget Rosie O'Donnell jumping into the ocean and causing a tsunami. Fentanyl is going to be the number one killer. But guys, listen, I'm pretty sure this live stream is going to get demonetized, but whatever. We know where the fentanyl is coming from too, in our neighborhoods. We know exactly who's selling it. Maybe we should be pressing those dudes as well, because fentanyl is such a deadly a drug, guys. There was a kid in, I think, Connecticut, right? 14 years old, 13 years old, just died from it. And supposedly he had 40 bags in his house. So it looks like the kid touched it by accident, or the kid was going to sell it, touched it by accident, and died. You know? But, someone said, you would tab Rosie O'Donnell. No, thank you. No, thank you. Because she would kill me anyway. But, yeah, listen, guys, it's... And Johnny, thank you for bringing it up. Right now, Democrats want to focus on prostitution. I'm like, wait a second. Legalizing prostitution is not, to me, it's not a big issue. But with prostitution, guys, and legalizing it comes a lot of bad things that people are not aware of, right? And when you legalize it, you bring all the bad shit that comes along with it. And you bring drugs. You bring pimps, right? I remember a lot of you, I was a little too young to remember the pimps that used to dress up in their pimp suits, right? With the fucking hats and the shoes and all pimped out with the rug on their back. You're going to bring all that back. Minus the dress code, you're going to bring all that back. And you open up sex trafficking to a new level if you legalize prostitution. That's the problem. If sex trafficking could be controlled, you could then say, all right, maybe we could legalize it. But they're not worried about sex trafficking because they're trying to legalize prostitution. So you legalize prostitution, you just told sex traffickers, here you guys go. We have a plethora of women for you that you guys could snatch up, beat up, and put in the fucking and put in the fucking sex trafficking, and then what? So now you're going to have all these girls missing across the world because you legalized it here. And you can tell a chick, guys, or a kid, listen, your name is Sarah, and you are from Texas, and you don't tell anybody else anything else, or we will kill your family. So with that now, you think that Sarah's in it because she wants to be in it, but she's not in it because she wants to be in it. She's in it because she thinks her family's going to fucking die. So now, we have that across the board. This is just one girl, but now just imagine across the world that they're threatening families and girls are going missing. So you just gave the green light to sex trafficking, guys. So, again, legalize prostitution, take our guns away. Take our freedoms away. Take our freedom of choice away. Tell us we have to get some shit we don't need. But let's talk about legalizing mushrooms. Let's talk about legalizing all these drugs that do cause problems down the line. Johnny, I don't know about that. That I don't know about. But I remember the Cadillacs. Tony Herman Smith says he remembers the Cadillacs that the pimps used to drive around. Listen, guys. But Sarah loves me. Guys, it's going to get bad. And again, part of breaking down the society is doing shit like this. Right? It's doing shit like that. Yes, Bear Independent does help women like that, but once you legalize prostitution across the board, and listen, legalizing prostitution is a state-to-state thing. It cannot be done on a federal level. Ever. Right? So with that, I'm not worried about the federal government legalizing across the United States. They can't do it. It's state to state, city to city. Even if the state legalizes it, the city can still say, no, we're not legalizing this. So, again, even guys, if you legalize it in major cities, you still just opened up the border for fucking sex trafficking to run rampant. Sex trafficking is running rampant now. You haven't seen shit if you legalize prostitution. But these small-brained Democrats are not seeing that. They're not looking at it from that angle. They're looking at it from a woman on OnlyFans making money. Well, if she wants to shake her ass and jump on a dick, it's not hurting anybody else. And that's the argument they go with. It's not hurting anyone else. But it is. Because their brain is too small to think on a grand scale. Democrats' brains are tiny. They don't think on a grand scale. They don't think in the way of chess. Well, if we do this, that might happen. If we do that, that might happen. Do your research. Yes, Johnny, I will do my research on the marriage prostitution thing. If that's what you're talking about, I definitely will. But guys, now, I know that there are a lot of states that will not pass it. I know that there are a lot of cities that will not pass it. So, again, we have to wait and see how hard they fight. I know AOC was fighting hard for it. I mean, listen, AOC backing something like that up, you already know it's a lost cause. Right? It's a lost cause. But nonetheless, guys, the fact that they are considering this is bad. It's just bad. But, again, I don't know anything. I'm stupid, right? I'm a stupid American who likes guns and who likes to go camping and happen to be a Negro, right? I don't know anything. But these politicians that we keep voting for, and why are we in this boat, guys? We're in this boat for that reason. New York City has a shit mayor and shit DA because we are in this boat. We didn't turn out to vote. The last mayor election had the lowest turnout, if I'm not mistaken, in voting history in New York City. And this is why we got this shitbag mayor, and that's why we got that shitbag DA, who has, by the way, been put on notice by Governor Hochul. Governor Hochul put the Manhattan DA on notice the other day, saying that she's watching him very closely and all the shit that he's doing and what he's going to allow to go and what he's going to prosecute. So that should be fun to watch. And guys, the Angry Truth channel, we will be starting that right away when this ends, because I'm not going to allow the 10-minute lag is just in case this runs over. But as soon as we switch over, guys, we'll be on that channel talking the same shit we're talking now. But guys, how do you break down society? You break down society by doing this shit. By throwing everything in the fucking pot and stirring it together and then feeding it back to the public and breaking them. This is what they're doing. They're throwing everything at us. It's just enough. Donna, Angry Burger versus Solvent Burgers. No, I mean, Angry Burgers will win every time. True Troll, yes, and yes, you're right. But elections or voting at a city level still works, right? But no one here in the city gave a fuck. They looked at Adams, they looked at, what the fuck was his name? The other guy that I voted for, I can't remember his name. They looked at both of them and went, fuck, this is what we got, and then they didn't turn out. But now you don't turn out the vote, and then you get a shitbag mayor like Adams, and then you look at the crime, and you go, why is he getting so bad? You know why he's getting so bad? Because you didn't turn out the vote. You know why you didn't turn out the vote? Because we got two fucking shitbag guys running for fucking mayor that no one took seriously. Sliwa, thank you, Mark. Right? And we had two guys, and I didn't take Sliwa seriously. I really didn't. I voted for him. He wasn't my favorite pick. But nonetheless, he would have been a better choice or a better mayor for this city than Adams. Right? Well, again, people looked at those two and go, well, why? Why is that all we have? Now we got a shitbag mayor. Look where we're in. Yes, to be fair, it's February 1st. So the mayor is not going to clean the city up in a month. But it just seems like the month that he's been in office, it got exponentially bad. Go fucking figure, huh? All right, so we're going to end this in about 2 minutes, guys. We're going to end it 10 on the nose. Then we're going to click over to the Angry Truths channel. And Angry Homesteader, we are moving. Again, we're looking at Texas next month, or rather this month, because it is February. This month, we are going to Texas to poke around and take a look at a couple neighborhoods and shit and see if we like it or not. Again, we're also looking at, some areas in Florida. But don't ask me where in Florida. I just know that my wife wants to look at certain areas in Florida. And northern Florida, to be exact. Not southern. Southern, we would reserve that for like vacations and shit. I don't want to move to Florida, man. I really don't. But, whatever. And Dave Lee, I tried to get the wife to look at Oklahoma and Kentucky, and she said no. She was a hard fucking no. You know? Like, no, fuck that. I'm like, all right, fine. I'm not going to argue with you. Highland Husky, I explained that to her. I explained to her that Texas is hot. But she's like, it's a freedom state. I'm like, and she made a good point. CB, we're in Texas. We're looking near and around Austin, but not in Austin, if it makes sense. Missouri, James, I threw that. James, is your name James? No, Jana. Sorry. I threw Missouri out there. She said no. My wife is picky. She's very picky. I did throw Maryland and Virginia, and she was sort of like, eh. So if I keep throwing those states at her, she might look at it. South Carolina, my wife wants to do nothing with South Carolina. Alabama, Tennessee, she was looking at a couple spots. My wife is here now. She jumps on at the last possible minute. We're about to go off the air. Guess what, Angie? We're going off the air. Good night, guys. See you in the Angry Truth channel. Do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up while you're still at it. And let's all leave my wife on here by herself. Bye, Angie.